your walk with God hasn't been easy. You had, and not many people's walk with God is easy, but and when I put this question in our conversation brief, I didn't even realize the nature of your upbringing and the experiences that you had
Yeah.
there. So from the very beginning, you were raised in church, but you also had this experience in church where you were betrayed by a minister. And so throughout your life, there's been difficulty. Recently, you survived cancer as well. You've faced all these difficulties and challenges. How have you been able to remain faithful throughout all of this time and all of the difficulties that you've faced?
I I think the beginning of my life was difficult because my mom had the choice to abort me or not. Um, I learned later, if you can believe in, and you don't know this, my grandparents who were ministers, their next door neighbor was the guy that I found out was my father. Um, their family was the neighbor.
Mm.
I found that out. They gave my mom money to abort me. My mom didn't abort me because, of course, she was raised in church and didn't believe in that. So, I mean, the beginning of my life, God has had His hand on my life from the beginning. Then the abuse that I went through to 7 years ago, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. Um, and my doctor to this day says I still have cancer, and I say, no, I don't have cancer. The Lord has healed me. Um, through hard times is because number one, I've learned to love Him. There's nowhere else to go.
Mm.
There, desert journeys are necessary. Hard times are necessary because I believe number one, you get to see God in a way that you've never seen Him. I've experienced God in ways that I would never know Him. You know, um, Scripture says that He gives us the treasures in darkness. Those dark places. If we'll look, there's treasure there. Um, I've learned to totally rely on Him in those dark places. God has been able to remove every facade or hindrance, deal with areas of my life. Um, I have found that God has appointed hard places for an appointed time. And that's cool because He has a begin and an ending. Only God knows that. Um, and I learned that He didn't lead me there to destroy me. He led me there to develop me,
Mm.
to prepare me, to make me who I am. It's because of my abuse that I was able to start a hope program and have helped women, many women that have been abused. It was that hope program that pushed me into getting my ministerial license because I went to a hospital and couldn't get in to help a woman that had been battered and abused, and that was the tipping point. They wanted a license, and I got my ministerial license. It, those are the things that have pushed me. Um, Cancer, that was the doctor when they did the surgery. They had to move my vocal cords, and the doctor said, "You may never speak, only a whisper." Well, I'm speaking to you today.
Mm.
Satan has tried to silence my voice in so many ways, but
Mm.
it was that pushed me into stepping out and becoming what I needed to be, what God had
Mm.
called me to be, where in my flesh and my own ability I thought I could never do. But when I step out of my comfort zone and know that God has equipped me to do the things that I need to do and to speak, I've spoken all over the world,
Mm.
but it's been because God has allowed those things, and I've allowed God to push me, out of my comfort zone. God has used those things, and I can say it might sound weird, but I'm thankful. I am
Mm.
thankful for the road. I haven't liked it. I'm not saying that I liked it, but I'm thankful because that has made me who I am today. And it, it's allowed His power to work in my life.